Hi guys, welcome back to another GGF mod video. Now today we're taking a look at a brand new build in our Thermaltake Tower 900 chassis. Now we're doing this in a slightly different area only because this case is just too big to fit in our standard video area. Now if you're not familiar with this case, Thermaltake have just released this to the market. They worked with Matthew from Watermod. He originally designed and built this case back last year in one of the Thermaltake Invitational competitions. Now Thermaltake have worked with him and they've actually made a production model of the case here. Now this will be going to CES. Thermaltake have invited me and to do a build to showcase at CES in Las Vegas at the start of next year. So this is my build here. I didn't want to do anything too crazy with the case. I didn't want to completely change the form of it, hack it up, redo it, because I do want to keep the case in its standard form and resemble the case as it was or as it is to be released to the market. Because as you can see, it really is a stunning case to show off your hardware. It's got three sort of full clear sides, tempered glass, they're 5mm thick, and then you've got your hardware inside. Very, very different sort of style of case. All your water cooling, your fans, hard drives, power supply cabling, all goes in the back half, and then all your sort of gear, your video card, your motherboard, your SSDs, and your other water cooling goes in the front half. So it's really nice to show off what I sort of call the good bits of your build. Not many people really want to show off your radiators or your cabling. Sometimes it's hard to sort of hide, and all your hard drives and things like that. You don't really want to show them off. So as you can see, we've just got the really nice bits of hardware. We've got the video card, we've got nice RAM, nice motherboard, and a lot of enthusiasts really want to do that. So that's what we've tried to capture in this build. We really want to just do a really clean build and just showcase what you can do with this build without spending a lot of time and going crazy with sort of modifying the case, the sides, the top and whatnot. I think I spent about a few days on this build. Getting this build done in the time frame was short. I had to get this shipped ASAP. Thermaltake will need this in the USA pretty much before Christmas, because CES is straight after Christmas and we know how hectic it is around Christmas. Now, I left these panels on. I just want to see if we can get the effect of what it looks like. Looks like inside with the lights on. I do like it how we've got these two support bars on each corner. Now I have managed to run an LED strip all the way from one side along the bottom and up the other and completely conceal them in these right angle strips here. So if I turn this on, we'll see if we can get the full look of this build. I've seen on camera it washes it out a bit, like inside there, the whites and the blues and the greys are getting washed out, but in person, I must say this looks like something I've never seen before with just the effects and having your gear showcased like this. I'll start to take the panels off. Now I have added wheels on this. Wheels don't come in the package when you buy this, but they are the standard wheels that come with, say, Thermaltake's W100, WP100, and the W2 and I'm pretty sure you can just go to the TT Premium website and you can just grab the wheels online. I'm not sure how much they are, but to me, I really think having the wheels is beneficial if you do sort of want to slide it around your desk and that. Now these side panels just slide in and pop out like that. 5mm thick, very, very solid. And they are, well, not slightly tempered, I would say they're quite tempered. When your system's off, it's hard to see inside, but once it's on, it really lights up and you can see in quite easily. All right, so that's the build in there. As I said, so some of the mods I did, once again, of course, I added my little screen. Had to add one of my screens. I do that in nearly every build. And having the center bit in this case, I'm calling it sort of the center console. It was just screaming for a screen. The stock case, you can put 2 hard drives or 2 SSDs in here, 2 little caddies come out, and I just thought this was screaming to put a little screen in. I'm gonna throw up the RGB Premium Thermaltake software to control the fans on there, and you can actually see them. You'll be able to see what RPM the fans are and all that. Some other things I actually did vinyl wrap. Oh, you can see it started up now. I actually did vinyl wrap some of this area here, only because I just didn't like the Thermaltake grey. Wasn't quite sort of matching with some of the other hardware. So yeah, vinyl wrap that, added a cover, added a screen. I went with probably a bit of a weird SSD placing on here. Apace has sent 4 SSDs, 2 of the Armor Plus, their brand new ones, and 2 of their standard Armors. I really wasn't quite sure where to put the SSD. Thermaltake does have standard mounts to go on the back, over here, and I really didn't want to stick them at the back there. So I made these sort of raised little nylon washers that sort of held them out a bit, just to sort of showcase those a bit. Now, when it comes to the res mounting, Thermaltake does have brackets in this case 4 reses ready to go. They sit on a little mount and that slides and locks in, but those mounts are more towards the front. I would say they're pretty much one here and one here, which I didn't really want to do that. I wanted to throw the reses back and put stuff in front of the reses, because I thought if I had the reses all the way towards the front and put things behind it, you're going to sort of be blocking stuff. And it was actually good moving them back, because then afterwards I ran these tubes down here and into this console here, because this whole area in the middle, if you don't use the 2 hard drive cages in there, take them out, this whole bit under here is empty, completely empty. So you've got plenty of options to do funky water cooling, pass-throughs, anything like that. Yep, so the Thermaltake badge, the TG Premium comes stock there. I was thinking about doing this like RGB, take this out, do an RGB logo, but just didn't have time with that. Other things I did, I added a custom motherboard tray. As you can see, you can't see any grommets, you can't see anything at all. All I do is just a full sheet of plexi. I normally use clear. Clear makes it easy for, just so when it's clear, I can see what's going to be under it before I paint it, so I can make sort of cutting holes and routing cables easier. Then once I cut out all the holes, I normally use a step drill for the pass-throughs, and I just use a jigsaw for any square holes needed. Once that's done, I just prime it, paint it, throw it in, throw the motherboard on top, and then I just line up all my pass-throughs and drill them through. So that just sort of cleans up the build a lot. I do the motherboard tray in most of my builds, mainly ones where they've got a huge motherboard tray and there's just grommets all over the place. I really do like to clean it up. I guess the main focus that everyone spotted straight away are these gorgeous Mod Guru cables. If you haven't seen Mod Guru, check them out. These are the cables. I've actually had these for another build, but I was working out themes for this build, and I decided to go up the grey and blue. MSI had already sent the X99 X-Power Gaming Titanium board, and that sort of silver. G.skill had the RAM, which is silver and white, so I thought, why not use the silver in the cables, and then I'll just add blue as a secondary color. And I also did, I guess the only thing on this build that wasn't stock color wise was the Zotac. Everyone knows Zotac loves yellow. The Zotac video cards weren't yellow, so I just added some simple vinyl wrap, then just added the Arctic Storm text on there. So very, very simple, and then I can just peel that off later if I want to bring them back to their original form. I probably won't take these side panels off because there's not much more to see there. You're probably wondering what this weird paint texture is. As you can see, I did, one more cool thing is each side you've got these little areas you can push in, and it's like a lever that just pops out the sort of the grills. I haven't put the fan filters back in, but these are the covers here. I painted this whole, the whole sides and these grills. It's called stainless steel finish, so it was a stainless steel grey. It matches really nice with the MSI titanium boards. And then I use this sort of marble sort of finish, and what it is, it sort of sprays out like confetti, like party stuff, but it's sort of designed for painting. So it sprays out this really sort of like streamer stuff, all real thick and blotchy, just all in a random pattern. So I thought I'll give that a go, add a bit of a different textured look, and I actually do think it came out pretty good. Just add something a bit different, as if this was just one whole solid color. And as you can see, I added it there, and all these little strips here do come out as well. So all of these have filters in. I'm not sure if you can take these out with the, no, you can't take them out with the glass on, because they do lift up. So this panel here just comes off with one thumb screw. This one over here comes off with one thumb screw, and you've also got spot for a CD-ROM. You probably use that as a fan controller. That's a pretty nice spot. And then this side one comes off as well. Now some of the other things I did, I just painted these little, in here there's these brackets that run along here. I painted those silver just to sort of blend in a bit. I didn't want to have too much black on the inside. I was thinking about doing the motherboard tray silver or a pattern, but I thought it might have taken too much away from the other gear, because I want to highlight the video cards, the motherboards, the RAM and whatnot. If I was to do it silver, it might have just washed out a lot of the motherboard. So I decided to leave it, just to leave it black. Moving on to the top, I'll see if I can pull off the top. It is a bit of a mission, because standard, like this is now makes it sort of the front. With Thermaltake front panels, when you pull them off, you just got to give them a yank like that. And then there's just all the tons of hooks to grip it. And then once again, the pattern on top, same thing. And then you've just got two fans up top to exhaust air. You've got one in the front section here and then one in the back section as well. So then with the front, all your cables route out the top and then out the back, and then they just run through this these holes here. Much better than I've worked with a lot of inverted cases before where your motherboards comes out the top, and I must say there's tons of room in here. I've been able to plug cables. I've got a HDMI cable coming out the back top to go into the I/O ports. No issues at all. All the USB cables, the front I/O, they're all routed, ready to go, so you don't have to worry about those. Really nice there. And moving on to the back, I'm not going to take this back off because there's just a mess of wires everywhere. I haven't cleaned that up yet. Power supply is there. They have done an interesting feature where you can put 2 more fans, or this is a filter, 2 more fans or a radiator on here. I'm not quite sure how you would go about doing that because this whole back light just pulls off, and that's how you access the rear. If you had a radiator on here, I guess you'd need to have a ton of flexi tubes, so when you did pull it off, you could move this out of the way, or you could use quick disconnects. But I guess they're probably mainly just going to do it for fans, for extra exhaust. All right, so fan wise, I said earlier, I've got the Thermaltake Premium RGB. I think there's 9 in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 1 in here. So I've got 3 controllers, 3 on each controller, so they can all be changed with the software. I've got the 2 480mm Thermaltake rads in there, one doing the CPU loop and one doing the GPU loop. As you can see, the 2 colors there. And then we got the brand new Zotac. This is the 1 slot high bandwidth SLI bridge, so that's nice. And I really like how that's just nice, basic, nothing fancy, no weird colors. It just works with this thing nicely. And then you got the nice logo, which is white as well. All right, I think that's pretty much it for this video. I don't want to drag it on for too long. If you are going to CES, you will see this there. I'll be there. Check out all the other builds and whatnot. But yeah, I just want to thank Thermaltake for giving me this opportunity. Thanks for you guys for watching, and stay tuned for next time.